Welcome back to Ella and Evan English Podcast. I'm Ella.
And I'm Evan. It's great to be back and talk about a really exciting topic today.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. After diving into strange dreams last time, what grand topic are we exploring now, Evan?
Well, Ella, I've been reading a lot lately about new technologies and scientific breakthroughs, and it got me thinking, what will the world be like in, say, 20 or 50 years? What kind of predictions do we have about the future?
That's a fantastic question. It's exciting and a little bit daunting to think about, isn't it? When I imagine the future, the first thing that comes to mind is artificial intelligence, or AI. It feels like it's developing so rapidly.
Absolutely. AI is probably the biggest game changer. I read that in a few decades, AI might be able to do many jobs that humans do now, from driving cars to performing complex medical diagnoses. What are your thoughts on that? Are you excited or a bit worried?
A bit of both, honestly. On one hand, I'm excited about the potential for AI to solve massive problems, like finding cures for diseases or managing global resources more efficiently. Imagine a world where AI helps us avoid traffic jams every day.
That would be a dream come true.
Right? But then there's the worry about job displacement. If AI takes over so many tasks, what will humans do? And also the ethical questions. How do we ensure AI is used for good and not for something harmful? It's a huge conversation.
It definitely is. And it's not just about AI taking jobs, it's also about how it might change our daily lives. Imagine smart homes that anticipate our needs perfectly, or even personal AI assistants that know us better than we know ourselves. That's both convenient and a little bit unsettling.
It really makes you ponder privacy, doesn't it? But moving on from AI, what other technologies do you think will define our future?
I think space exploration is going to become a much bigger deal. We're already seeing private companies launching rockets and talking about Mars missions. I predict that in 50 years, space tourism will be common, and we might even have small research outposts on the moon or Mars.
Wow, space tourism sounds incredible, but also incredibly expensive. Do you think ordinary people will actually be able to go to space?
Maybe not everyone, but certainly more people than today. Prices usually drop as technology develops. Imagine taking a weekend trip to a space hotel looking down at Earth. That would be a dream come true. Would you ever go?
I would be terrified, but also incredibly tempted. The view must be breathtaking. I'd probably go if it were perfectly safe and affordable. But personally, I'm more excited about advances in medicine and health. I hope that in the future, many diseases that are currently incurable will have treatments or even cures.
Ooh, absolutely. I think personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to your unique genetic makeup, will become standard, and maybe even nanotechnology being used inside our bodies to repair cells or deliver medicine precisely where it's needed. That's truly life-changing.
Agreed. And perhaps even extending human lifespan in a healthy way, not just living longer, but living longer well. That's a future I'd be very eager to see.
That leads me to another prediction, sustainable living and environmental technology. With climate change being such a big concern, I hope and predict that we'll see massive advancements in renewable energy, like more efficient solar and wind power, and maybe even breakthroughs in fusion energy.
I really hope so too. I also think we'll see huge changes in how we get around. Perhaps flying cars won't be just in sci-fi movies, or at least advanced public transportation systems that are super fast and environmentally friendly. Less traffic, less pollution. That's a future I can get behind.
Definitely. And what about virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR? They're already here, but I think they'll become so integrated into our lives that we might spend a lot of time in virtual worlds for work, education, and even social interaction.
That's a fascinating thought. Imagine having business meetings in a virtual office that feels completely real, or learning history by walking through a recreated ancient city in VR. The educational potential is huge.
Or even entertainment. Imagine going to a virtual concert where you feel like you're actually there, even though you're sitting in your living room.
That sounds incredible. But again, it raises questions about how much time we spend in virtual worlds versus real life. Will it make us more connected or more isolated?
It's that balance, isn't it? Every great technological leap comes with new challenges. What about food production? Do you think we'll be eating entirely lab-grown meat or insect protein in the future?
Lab-grown meat is already a thing, and I can see it becoming more common for sustainability. Insect protein, maybe if it's disguised very well. But seriously, I think vertical farms in cities using less water and land will be a big part of future food security.
Vertical farms are a brilliant idea. It's all about making things more efficient and sustainable. What about communication? Do you think we'll be communicating telepathically eventually?
That might be a bit too sci-fi for the next 50 years, but who knows? I do think our devices will become even more integrated with us. Maybe tiny implants for communication or direct brain-to-computer interfaces for information access. That's a bit scary, but also mind-blowing.
It's fascinating to imagine. The lines between human and technology might blur more and more. Do you have any personal predictions or hopes for the future? Something you really wish would happen?
I really hope for a future where global cooperation is much stronger, where countries work together seamlessly to solve big problems like poverty, climate change, and global health crises. Less conflict, more collaboration. That's my biggest hope.
That's a beautiful hope, Ella. I share that one. My personal prediction, or rather a wish, is that we find ways to reconnect with nature more deeply, even with all the technological advancements. Maybe smart cities that are also giant parks, or personal vehicles that produce clean air. A future where technology enhances nature rather than destroys it.
I love that vision, Evan. A balance between high tech and high nature. That would be wonderful.
It truly would be. It's so exciting to imagine these possibilities, even if some of them seem a bit far-fetched right now. It shows how much potential humanity has.
Absolutely. It also makes you realize how quickly things can change. The world of 50 years ago was so different from today, and the next 50 will probably be even more transformative.
No doubt. So to our listeners, what are your predictions for the future? What technologies are you most excited or most worried about? And what's your biggest hope for the world decades from now? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, please share your ideas with us. This conversation could go on forever. We're so curious about what kind of future you imagine.
Well, Ella, this has been a really thought-provoking discussion. I feel like I've just traveled to the future and back.
Me too, Evan. It's always a pleasure to explore these big ideas with you. And it's a great way to practice English by talking about something exciting and a bit philosophical.
Definitely. And that brings us to the end of another fascinating episode of Ella and Evan English Podcast.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into tomorrow's world, everyone. We hope you enjoyed predicting the future with us.
And tune in next time for another engaging English conversation.
Bye for now.
See you.